So when he appeared before God in heavens, when the sons of God came, he challenged God. He said, does Job love you for nothing? What was he saying? Nah, lie. Job doesn't love you. What was he doing? He was bringing a false accusation against Job. So when he says his enemy, Jesus knew what he was saying because Jesus was the one giving this parable. Are you aware? So he said, his enemy. And remember that Jesus identified, that's where we're going to end the teaching. This parable, Jesus identified himself as the one that sowed in the field. So what Jesus was invariably saying here is, my enemy came and sowed. Now notice, how did the enemy enter the field? How did the enemy find his way to get Imabi? How did he get there? What happened? Men did what? Slept. So there are two things that combined to empower Satan in his enterprise. One, watchmen failed in their watch. Two, day became darkness. Sure, you know that people don't sleep during the day. This was night time. And sure, you know that the toughest time to navigate, oh my God. Sure, you know that when we speak about night and day, we're not just speaking about morning and evening. Night and day can be used to describe the cycles of a man's life. Are you aware? So this was not just a metaphor for morning and night. This was a metaphor for seasons. There are day seasons when things are bright. These are the seasons where it is easy to be a believer. These are seasons where there is no pressure on your conviction. These are the seasons where prayer comes to you naturally. Oh, if you're a man or woman of prayer, there will be seasons in your life that you do presence. You'll now be telling yourself that I dey pray, Joe. Na lie. Is mercy, is grace. God does that from time to time to make your pursuit of him very sweet. There will be seasons in your life, bro, where you will pray, you will not feel God for 8 hours. What God is trying to teach you, he's trying to move you from the realm of emotion to the realm of faith. So even when you cannot feel him, you know he's there. It's the realm of faith. It's the height of maturity. So I can go to a program and everywhere dry. The only oil is the one I brought from my small house. But I've learned, God taught me, he said, preach the word, I will confirm it. That's why I'm deliberate about preaching truth. Because it is the word that he will confirm. Not gymnastics, the word. The word. The word. So it's possible that you know the night time is that season where you can even do 8 hours. You are now under intense battles. Satan is attacking every area of your life. The Bible says it was in that season that men did what? Concerning the 10 virgins, the Bible says when the bridegroom tarried to come, even the wise and the foolish, all of them did what? Slept. This was the cover that Satan now needed to enter into the master's field. You see, brethren, if you are sensitive to what is happening in the church in modern day, watchmen are asleep. So all kinds of things are entering the church. So somebody who does collabo, he does collabo with people who sing about Satan and who celebrates immorality. He brings them to do ministry with them in his songs. We invite him to stage to come and sing. We think it's normal. Watchmen are sleeping. And you know the thing about Satan? He wants to creep in unnoticed. He doesn't want you to know. So he has to wait when it is dark. When those who are supposed to have sight have become blind, like Eli. So they are still sitting in the office, but the light in the temple has gone out. So they are ceremonial watchmen. And in that day, when watchmen have become blind, prophets like Jeremiah will be stoned. In that day, when watchmen are falling asleep, when a prophet rises with the voice of God, they will slap him in broad daylight. I sat with my father in the Lord, and he said to me, he said, as long as you are not afraid of criticism, stay on your feet. Just stay. Stand. If God has put a word in your mouth, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to say it. Because watchmen have become blind. That's what gives Satan the ability to enter into the field. The Lord planted the seed and put watchmen in charge. Can you see what happened in the Garden of Eden repeating itself? He gave Adam a simple instruction. Tend the garden. Keep it. Keep it. Eve entered into conversation with the enemy of God. The enemy came. If the watchman was awake, you would have seen him from afar. Somebody should have known that our doctrine was under attack, because music is doctrine. But we sat down and all kinds of things have crept in. Now, defiance, corruption has been normalized. It's now mainstream. That attempting to remove it is a major surgery. You can cut somebody's heart and kill in the process. So what God will now do is that, let's leave it. Do you know that there are people like that? They have a disease. Doctors want to operate it, but where it is, if they attempt to operate it, it will be the death of the patient. So they need to manage it. That's what they call management. They'll be managing the patient. The patient will live with that disease till when the reapers come. Till when the reapers come. Watchmen slept. The enemy came, and then what he did is he just sowed tares where? Among the wheat. And he said, mission accomplished. And he walked away. Because if he can get one in the ranks of the light, it will do more damage. Sure, you know that a sister who speaks in tongues, I taught you this in the Bible, says there are weak women amongst us. A sister who speaks in tongues and considers it honor to sleep with Christian brothers. It's difficult to discern such a sister than the one that is in the world, that she has made up. Brothers in church, we just see and say, no, that is Jezebel. But when she speaks in tongues, Lambo Kubai, when she holds a microphone to sing and your heart is doing like this, that one is hard. Satan likes those kind of vessels. So he will come when watchmen are asleep. See, bro, if God has given you burden to stand in the gap for the church, in the seasons we have entered, it's a sin to sleep. Your prayer life is not just for you alone. I don't know who I'm talking to now. The reason God is teaching you the way of intercession is that the enemy wants to enter the field. To sleep is to be in sin. And sure, you know, I've taught you about the watchman before. His own is not just to see, his own is to raise an alarm. To raise an alarm. The enemy came and he sowed tares. So all the enemy did, sure, you know, the reason the master said, don't uproot the tares, is that as the wheat is growing, the root of the wheat and the tares could become intertwined underneath the soil. So to uproot this one is to kill this one. So the corruption will just be flowing. That's why now you go to certain places, the presence is no longer there. The place has been reduced to where they talk about motivation and how to be a businessman. The Bible has been reduced to a book that people use to motivate themselves to live in a world that is dying. A world that the Lord is going to roll away like a blanket. He's not going to reform this earth. He's going to destroy it.